So, last time I kind of shared that I am starting a new business, and honestly, it's nothing really that groundbreaking or shocking. So, today I'm going to be just continuing to build those businesses. So, if you missed my last video, I pretty much talked about starting a new YouTube channel, which will be more art and storytelling focused. So, honestly, storytime animation is kind of a way to describe it, but I also would say I'm doing my own little twist on it. And in addition to that, I will continue to be hosting my group trips. We have one coming up in Japan in April and also one in May going to Greece. So if you want to sign up for either of those, check them out down in the links below. But without further ado, let's get to another day in my life as an artist, now building a business. Honestly, throughout the years, I kind of lost myself as an artist for a bit. Most people just knew me as a girl who posted comics online that empowered other women. Then my focus on my YouTube started making me more of this mentor figure, which I think is fine to do, but it made my vision for my career more muddy. I really needed to just sit back and take a moment to remember who I am as an artist, and it wasn't just a moment of sitting. Obviously, it was months to almost a year and a half of thinking, reflecting, experimenting, and connecting with other artists to hear their thoughts. I'm also super grateful to live in an era of learning new skills being so much more accessible online now compared to before, and that's why I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. A lot of me building my business has always been just through trial, experimentation, and watching YouTube videos, but now I want to sit down and go through the foundations necessary to make sure I'm starting with everything I need to make sure that this works out. So Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes in art, animation, entrepreneurship, and more. Skillshare can help you take your side hustles and career to the next level, and even be a place where you discover a new hobby. So I've been taking this class called Starting a Creative Business from Scratch, The Foundations with Sean Dalton, which has been great because he really discusses the importance of the identity behind your business and brand, which is something I kind of lost sight of this past year and need to rebuild. And he does go over some of the more technical sides like finding clients, using social media, and some legal stuff to just balance all of that out. So from this class, I actually made my own little mind map so that I can always refer back to my vision for my YouTube channel moving forward. And while there's a lot of creative vision stuff like mood board, inspiration, and whatnot, there's still also a lot of technical planning involved. One thing I liked about this mind map is that I can pretty much create a board that leads into another board. So another thing I started executing on is the script for future videos. So if you're interested, the first 500 people to use the link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so get started today. So in the past, I always just had a list of ideas that I'll pick from to do a comic when I'm in the mood to, but for YouTube, there's now more of an intention behind the order of the stories I'm gonna put out. Like, Instagram was kind of my sandbox, and now YouTube, I'm kind of taking things a bit more seriously. Another thing is that when I write the script now, I realistically cannot do complete rendered animations for every section, but what I do is highlight what parts of the script I will be doing a talking head for, what will be an illustrated moment, and an animation worthy moment. So the animation moments are definitely going to be very limited in this new project just for it to be sustainable, but hey, if we ever get to a point where we can hire other creatives to collaborate on these future videos with, that would be the ideal. But for the time being, I'm making do with finally learning how to use Procreate Dreams, which I'm also taking advantage of from using Skillshare. So I'm taking this other class called Getting Started with Procreate Dreams, Animation for Everyone, because I literally confess that I have never used Procreate Dreams yet up until this moment. There are tools that just help with creating shortcuts that I'd like to learn about to make my workflow more efficient when I do decide to animate some special moments. So I feel like what I like about this class though is that it teaches you a variety of options of ways to animate. Coming from a traditional animation background, we mainly do everything frame by frame, but the reality is sometimes animations for graphics only require just some movement that don't require drawing so many times, which is gonna be important for saving time. The most ideal situation is for my YouTube channel becomes the main place where people can find my art and stories, but because YouTube is the place for long form content, I can always cut up what I've already made there to then redistribute on YouTube Shorts, TikToks, and Instagram Reels. This way, it's not like I stopped doing what I'm doing on Instagram. I am still doing it, but now without having to create different content for different platforms, I'm now just making one thing that I broadcast on multiple places. So the goal with this is, of course, to have fun and tell stories again as an artist, but also this time actually get paid to make it work. With this new channel, it might be a while until I get monetized again, but at least there's a chance I could get paid to create art more directly there and also grow a new diverse audience. But also by now, I think a lot of people know that YouTube should not be your only main source of income. A lot of YouTubers leave YouTube due to burnout or need something outside of YouTube to sustain themselves. And that's why the art career journey business is for me. I feel like what the group trips entail is still very blobby, undefined, and we've only had 3 trips happen so far, which lets me know what it's like once I get more of these trips rolling in the future. And let me tell you, the on-ground experience is never gonna actually be align 100%. However, I can get a better idea of what to promote to people moving forward now that I've went on a few trips. So eventually I would like to make a website that hosts all the trips and education related resources I offer. I'm hoping that my credentials thus far as an artist and my eventual experience and work in this new YouTube channel can be the place where people can discover me again, kind of like how most people discover me through Instagram, but I'm trying to transfer that power over to YouTube. And for anyone who gets to know me and is interested and would like to learn from me, then they can go on my website for any of those business inquiries and joining future group trips. The thing that I never thought about before a website though was planning it, and that's why I'm also glad to have stumbled upon this class called Build Your Site and Shop, Beginner's Guide to Shopify and Web Design by Mimi Chow, because I once again never had a formal walkthrough of how to build a website other than just building one via guessing games and asking classmates when I first built my portfolio. So I like that Mimi's video is also focused on Shopify because I do think my website will eventually have shop options and maybe offer online courses for people who can't make it to the in-person trips. I personally think eventually though, I would have 2 websites, one for me, the artist, and one for the art career journey business itself, as I feel like the art retreats are such a specific business niche, and I'm also still my own brand and artist, so I would like to have my own website for myself and then one for the business itself. I'm not sure which one I'm going to exactly tackle first, but that's just the idea that's there. Anyway, I have a lot to do with these really big ideas, as you can see, but I can at least say that instead of feeling overwhelmed, I feel excited about them, which maybe is a sign I'm moving in the right direction. I am also really grateful to have companies that are willing to collaborate with me to support this creative vision of mine, so thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video once again. But either way, I hope that this motivated some of you to get started on some of your visions and goals as well, and I will see you all in the next one.
All the money I make in my business is just gonna go to you.